One thing I was actually going to talk about with you, and this is just something that hit my head a couple days ago. I was like, it'd be cool to talk to you about unpopular opinions. Not something that could go radically wrong where, oh, you're wrong and I'm right. But something where it's just, we can just have a conversation about it and not have to bring politics or not have to bring anything that like might stir a whole different pot.
We don't want to get canceled
in the story.
here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I love you, Elon.
Love you too.
So there's a couple topics that I have, and I think there's a couple topics you picked as well. But we basically picked this out from the subreddit Unpopular Opinions.
Yeah.
So the first one that I have is and this actually goes in line with what we were just talking about. Judging someone for what they have in life is just plain stupid. So my take on it is, I agree with that take. You have your own money, you make your own money, you do whatever the fuck you want. You go to a restaurant and you order chicken and someone 3 tables down orders fish. Are you going to go up and like clown them and be like, you fucker, you're eating fish? What the hell? Like, you're not going to go out and do that. You're just going to be like, all right, they're eating fish, you know, not my taste. I'm sticking with my chicken.
Yeah.
Same thing here. You know, both person A and person B have $25,000. Person A goes and buys a 1988 BMW. Person B goes and buys a Rolex. Like, who are they to fight with each other? Oh, you have a shitbox like car, and then like you spent all your money on a watch.
Who's spending $25,000 on 98? Or wait, an 88 or 98?
88. You'd be surprised.
Who? What?
Like restored. Everyone restores their cars, and cars are now becoming like an asset now. Like what you could have bought for like $8,000 during the pandemic.
This is not investment advice, but don't buy cars as an asset
unless it's like the fastest car in the world. Don't do that.
Yeah,
even
that. That's a really bad idea.
Well, you'll be surprised.
So who's thinking they're asset classes?
I don't know. It's just what I see on the internet, man. I see person A bought their car for $30,000 and it's now become a collector item because companies are not making V8s or V10s anymore. So they're like, oh, people want that. I'm gonna buy this $30,000 car for $80,000.
That was a very temporary thing.
It's gonna keep fluctuating. I mean, the car market's never stable.
You're absolutely. But we had over the past like 2 years, post pandemic and everything, we had, I know multiple people who bought like my A5, dude. I bought that for I think 39, put 15,000 miles on it or something. 2 years later, sold it for 38. That's bonkers. Like that's stupid. I know people who bought. A neighbor of mine bought a Mach-E. I don't know the numbers. Maybe bought it for 60 and turned around and sold it for like 75.
Yep.
You know, my brother's always telling me people who bought was it Rivian?
Yep, the Rivians.
Yeah, people who buy those for 70, 80 and then sell them for $120.
Yep. It's like
the market's broken.
It's all on supply and demand. I mean, I think we talked about this last podcast or something.
I think that was episode 196.
Episode 1. There you go.
Yeah.
So when you have something that other people want, and this goes in line here, people will do everything they can to get their hands on it. Whether it's money, whether it's a blowjob under the table, doesn't matter. Like either way, like people are going to get they're going to try to get what they want at any price. So people that see, okay, BMW stopped making this car, which is the most perfect track car that you can ever imagine. And it sold for $16,000. My grandpa drove one and sold it for $5,000, and now I'm gonna go and buy this thing for $150,000. To me, it's whack. I'm never gonna do that. But if I want it really bad, then I'm gonna have to pay the price.
5 years from now, Sonny's gonna do that.
No.
He'll buy the used car for $30,000. Shit. So go back to the Rolex. I don't get so for me that's not an unpopular. I don't really care if somebody does that.
There's people that will judge very
I know
hard.
People who judge extremely hard. People look at like my Tesla and think I've had people laugh at me over that or whatever. I've had people very close to me who bitched me out, got extremely angry because I didn't buy a nicer car. This is like 2 years ago, and have a big car payment. They were like, why would you do that? Why would you drive around in that when you can afford something much nicer? Yeah. And then those are just stupid examples. But yeah, I mean, I know people who do that. I can't even relate to that at all. this goes back to like my upbringing, where like you just don't judge people.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know a lot of people who, who judge based on what you wear and whatnot, and is just absolutely stupid. So for me, that's not an unpopular. It's a very popular opinion, and I appreciate that.
I agree with it. I think that you like I said, people have their own money, their own lives, their own reasoning to buy things. By all means, go and do it. 10 years later, if you're in debt, that's not my problem. But at the same time, I mean, what can I say? So that makes sense.